Looks like we might be back in business. We might be back in business. We had some issues, some difficulties earlier, but like I said in the beginning of the first one that you might not have seen, if you're like me, you've watched a lot of different watch YouTube channels. And one of the things I've always wanted to know is a little bit more of what happens behind the scenes, what goes into the scripting, what got them into collecting, and a lot of those similar stories. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to answer some questions that I've gotten frequently, as well as, answer the Q&A questions that we have for live. So if you're part of the live family, let me know in the chat down below, just so I know who's in and send your questions and I can answer them live here. But otherwise, I got a list of questions that I'm gonna kind of go through and make sure that people can learn a little bit more about what goes into making watch YouTube channels, what I'm into, and generally speaking, just about my watch collecting journey. So before I start answering some of the questions, I want to make sure everything is going on the streaming side. And so just mind me as I look through here. I had a couple issues earlier. I actually launched this entire video and spoke for about 3 or 4 minutes without it actually ever uploading. So maybe you will see that later on. Um, but hopefully, this one works out a lot better and, you guys are able to watch the channel. So let me just check, make sure everything is going well in the live stream. If you hopped in, go ahead and drop a comment down below just so I can make sure I can see, hear, know what the watch fam is up to. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see what we got going on out here. Uh, and then if you hopped in too, let me see a wrist check. Let me see what you got. Let's see what you guys are working with. And maybe I'll edit this part out whenever we get to the long-term live stream. Um, but as we wait on the Watch fam to hop in here, let me just talk through a couple of the questions that I know that I've already gotten. Oh, we got one right there. Okay, cool. Hey, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Good to see everybody coming in on the live stream, fam. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's start off with answering a question that I get quite frequently, and it's actually why do I collect Timex? And for me, without going into the full journey, unless somebody has a question about that, I can break that down as well. Watches are about stories, and it's about the story that you want to tell yourself. And so when I was getting into my orological journey, I did look at a lot of brands. But for me, I wanted something that connected to my roots. And so I'm a proud American, what I mean, that served in the military. And so that was an important aspect of my watch collecting journey. So I wanted something with some American roots. So looked at Longines, looked at Hamilton, looked at Timex, looked at Shinola, looked at a lot of American brands. And as I chased or studied their historical, their background, Timex is the one that stuck out to me for a couple different reasons. For one, hey, first of all, Nerd with Swag, welcome to the chat, my boy, welcome. So going into why did I pick Timex of all the brands that I wanted to collect? Their story connects to me at a deeper level. So, for one, they're actually one of the oldest American clock companies in the US, which many people don't know. And that's what kind of gives me a certain excitement to it, is it's like an unknown interest to it. One of their focuses has always been making affordable watches for the everyday collector. And for myself, coming from humble beginnings, that was also a really big aspect to me of I wanted affordable watches, not only because, that's what my budget is, but I wanted a brand that understood the importance of talking to everyday collectors. That is nothing against Rolex or nothing against Omega or Patek, but sometimes a more relatable watch just means a little bit more, which is why actually I love my Tudor so much. It has great heritage, it has great orology, but it also just connects to a regular person a little bit more than the wait list of a Rolex. Um, and then as I dug more and more into the history of Timex, that's where I really started to fall in love with the brand. And it started with one watch, then 10, then 50, and now I'm at 170. So, I've definitely dug in deeper into my love for Timex neurology, but yeah. And then, hey, Nerd with Swagman, if you got any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. But like I said in the beginning when I was opening up the video, I just really want to talk through. Let me move my chat so I can see a little bit better over here. I'm just wanting to talk through some questions that I've always wanted to know about other watch creators, what goes into behind the scenes. Yeah, and so actually that made it harder to see the chat. Let me see if I can. make the screen a little bit smaller. Man, where my screen at? Why is it making it so hard to see? Okay, I think I can see it a little bit right now. All right, so another thing that I've always wondered for other watch creators is how do they actually come up with their content ideas? And so I can't speak on behalf of them, but one of the things that really helps me when I'm kind of thinking of ideas is I read the comment section. uh, Not only my comment section, but I also read the comment section of other creators, other videos on Reddit, on Instagram, and I kind of see just what sparks my interest. And so if someone asks like a particularly good question, or if they have like a really interesting insight or a history, that really kind of like gets my brain going and gets me sparking. And then what I actually do is on my phone, I have a list of, let's see how long the list is right now. I have a list of potential video ideas. And so right now, my YouTube video idea list is, where's it? I think it's in the hundreds of, okay, yeah, there's topics. So right now, I have, and I don't know if you guys can see this, I have lots of ideas. I'm at 370 different ideas for YouTube videos. And so some of these aren't very good ideas, and some of these are phenomenal ideas. Some of these are ideas of videos that I've already made. Um, and so it just kind of depends on, what I'm feeling whenever I'm doing like one of my recording days. And one thing that's interesting is like there's a lot of videos that I've recorded that I've actually never even published because of, I didn't like the editing or like I didn't like the way I spoke or something was wrong with like the camera, the lighting and stuff like that. So hopefully one day you guys get to see those and I'll re-record those, but otherwise, that's just a kind of a part of the journey. Looking at one of the questions here, the Expedition North GMT time. Yes, that model, not exactly. So the Timex GMT that I own, give me one second. I'll pull it out so we can take a look. And excuse me, I'm in my new studio setup here. So I'm working through some of the 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 quirks of it. So this is the GMT that I have. Let's see if you can see a little bit better here. And let me see if I can switch my camera around. So I don't know if you guys can see, I actually have a second camera here now. Um, and let me see if I can get it to show you what we're working with. Is it, oh, make sure it's on. Can you see? Okay. Is it working? I can't get it. There we go. Oh man, I mean, working through the technical difficulties of it. So this is the GMT that I own. This I have found that this is probably one of the best time maxes that have ever been made. Some of the factors that I really like about it is it is really, really comfortable. So these are kind of like smoothed out and it's kind of weird to say this, but like it feels really good to sleep in. I think because of just how the edges are curved, it doesn't kind of dig into your wrist at all. It has like a more of a cushion shape to it as well. I love the clicks of the bezel, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is a very nice action with no kind of like what's the term called when it kind of goes back on it? Um, Screw down crown. Is it 100, 200 meters of water resistance? I really enjoy the exhibition case back. Now, mind you, the movement isn't anything crazy, but it's something to look at. I put this on a Montrose strap, but this is the titanium case version. This was the limited edition from the James brand. I really do think that this is a phenomenal watch that I absolutely love, and I highly, highly recommend it. One of the things I wish it had a white dial, but it is a great watch nonetheless. Let me go ahead and switch my camera back. Uh, so talking about that Timex tick, it does not, it has a cleaner sweep. But I recently actually just got my first and second weekender, which you'd be shocked that I own 170 Timexes and I don't own a Timex weekender. Um, but the weekender has one of the loudest ticks I have ever heard. And I thought it was just like, because I have a couple of the expeditions, like the entry level ones. Um, I thought those ticks were loud. The Weekender goes crazy. I tried to sit it next to my bed when I was going to sleep. Legitimately, like 5 minutes in, I had to take it and just completely take it out of the room. So it doesn't have that signature, uh, but yeah. But it's good to know that's one of the things that like makes a Timex is just how audible the lower end models are with that sound. Um, hey Tim, brother, don't worry about being late. I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see everyone in the chat. As I talked about in the beginning of the video, I want to give the opportunity for you all to ask the questions of wh- whatever you want, but particularly what goes on behind the scenes. And so, uh, we are we have that. I just saw I got something in the chat. Skylar, my boy, good to see you. Good to see you. Uh, I miss you, brother. Good. Thanks for moving people to the chat. Hey, I need to link in with y'all soon, man. I gotta figure out how to bring y'all on here. I'm using OBS, so I haven't figured out how to get the Riverside thing set up yet, but we'll have to have you soon. Um, and then Tim. So Tim, that is interesting that some people like the tick and some people hate the tick. I, my wife absolutely hates it. It depends for me. Now, I will say that in my new studio area, it's not as big a deal, but my old studio was like really small. And so if I had all my watch boxes open, just the sheer sound of 170 watches is insane. So, it just depends on what you guys are into. But yeah, you definitely kind of fall in love with it as you go into the collecting journey. Um, hey, so also talking about the Weekender, I think I don't know if it's come out yet. I have a video just about the Weekenders because they are phenomenal watches. They are truly like for the money, amazing. Now, I don't know if you've seen Timex actually just dropped the Weekender chronograph that is crazy. I think that is a really well done watch, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it because I got an announcement. I just bought something new. It took a lot more money than usual purchases, but I think I'm gonna be out of the watch buying game for at least a little bit. So once we get the whole chat in here, I'll have to let you know. Um, you talking about the Nervous Swag? You talking about the new chrono? I think it's called a Weekender chronograph. Um, if I had my computer working, uh, I would be able to pull it up. And just so you guys know, you may notice that this setup is very different than my usual video setup. And it's because I had to break down my entire studio and move it. So my daughters, we just moved to a new place. My daughters were sharing a room, so my wife gave me my own studio. Everything's working out great, right? Well, issue is, kid wasn't getting enough sleep for school, and we realized that we had to split up the rooms. And so in order to split the rooms, I had to move into the basement, which comes with a bunch of other unique challenges with that. And so this is going to be my new studio for the foreseeable future. But as a result, I've had to really work through a lot of the kinks of just trying to get it set up. Um, for instance, I've had to rearrange this area 2 to 3 different times. I've had issues with my computer wasn't working. I couldn't get internet. And then when I moved my computer, I had to get a whole new camera angle. And it was a complete just chaos getting this set up. But it's up and running now. I'm still working through the kinks, but the next thing I need to do is bring it in so that I can show you guys the screen. Now I got a couple chats going on. Let me see what's going on. Skylar, my boy, good to see you. Check on. What else we got? Eric Mack, brother, welcome to the chat. So glad to have you boys over from Trap. Hey, man, hey Trap, I appreciate you sending the people over here. Got Thelonious in here. Let me see. Let me see what we got. Eric in here, my boy. Let me see. And by the way, I'm assuming everybody in my chat knows about Trap, but if you ain't been following Trap and Skylar, you definitely need to get on that. Um, Trap is truly like a master of the live game. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be watching his lives, just taking notes, just trying to figure out like what I'm doing. Uh, for me, it's interesting. I feel comfortable recording like the talking head videos, but the live streams, they actually stress me out because like I can be a perfectionist at times, and live streams are much harder because you don't have all the, you know what I mean? You don't know where it's gonna go because I'm reading the chat, I'm trying to figure out what you guys are interested in, going with the flow from there. And so like this, like not being able to show my screen, like the perfectionist in me is like, dang it, man, like how could I not have this set up? But yo, we got Trap Vision 3D in the spot. Bro, you didn't have to end your live, my guy. I appreciate you doing that and coming over here with me. You know what I mean? I was just saying before you hopped on, you my inspiration on lives, bro. I be watching you taking notes, trying to figure out how to do this because talking head sitting down videos, I'm good. That's where I feel comfortable. That's my element. The live streams, this is your space. This is your arena. I need to learn from you. Bro, I can't even figure out. I've been paying for Riverside. I can't even figure out how to get the Riverside to stream. I actually started a stream, filmed for like 5 minutes, and realized it wasn't even uploading. And so then I just cut it. So, hey, Trap, I'm gonna need to take some notes. I'm gonna need you to help me, coach me through this, walk me through. Me, you the team leader, I'm the private. You got to work me up to it. What my wife texted me about? She over here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get to that. Uh, my wife's giving me a hard time because I was supposed to be working on my homework right now, but you know, sometimes you gotta take a break. You gotta take a break. Oh no, you talking about the watch that I was showing. All right, so let me show the people what's up again. Like I said, y'all, please excuse me. I got a new setup. I'm still working through everything on my new setup. But the watch that I was showing, for everybody who wasn't in the chat, this is let's see, boom. This is the Timex James Brand GMT collab. It is a one of 500. This was the very first automatic GMT from Timex. And I don't think it'll be it's not their last because they've also dropped another version of this. Let's see. So this watch, they've created another version that actually looks very similar to a Tudor Black Bay Pro. Let's see. There we go. And so you can see it has that green GMT hand, which is like the color palette from the James brand. It's also the same as there's like a small green right around there. Exhibition case back, titanium case. It actually comes on a bracelet, but I got it switched over to a Montrose strap. They got some fire straps if you've never used those before. Um, Great bezel action, just really an all around great watch. You definitely should check this out. So let me go back to the mainstream. And Trap, bro, you the man, you the man, you the man. Hey, so I'm interested if from the fam right now, have you all seen Timex's latest drop? If you haven't, I think that this is a very important time, not only for Timex, but for the watch community. And you're going to be seeing a lot of videos from me talking about this because I think Timex is now in a position where they're trying to make a pivot. And I think I've seen, I'm a nerd boy watching everything about it, but I think that now the space that, especially where Seiko used to be, is about to be filled by Timex. And the hardest thing that's going to happen is changing the people's mental perception of the brand to get them to that point. And so let me check the chat, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all about what's going on in here. Boom boom, crazy man, Paulin, boom boom boom. Yo, Trap, I appreciate you bringing the crew, my boy. Hey, put that Timex Coca-Cola on, boy. Got that Q on there. Hey, so if you haven't seen the news. I probably gonna have to drop a video here too. Timex just released a new dive watch, and not only a new dive watch, they actually launched a secondary brand. So you got the Seiko and the Grand Seiko, you got the Toyota and the Lexus, what I mean, you got the Aldi and the Trader Joe's. Now we have Timex and Timex Atelier. Now they picked a word that's really hard to say. Atelier or Atelier, depending on like the pronunciation. I know it's a French word, and what the word means is a studio particular for an artist. And so I think that they've hinted at this a lot. When you look at some of the advertisements, particularly for the Galley line, he typically has actually shown a studio in the background as they're doing it. And so I think that shows that this was part of the trajectory to launching this new line. Even in like the ad emails and my communication with Timex, there's actually going to eventually be a separate website is going to be timexatelier.com. And so I think this is really just the first of many along that line. And this watch I think is absolutely incredible, and I can't wait till to get my hands on it. Let me double check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything in here. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, how do I get them wrenches in there? Hold on, let me. Hey, Skylar, teach me the ways, my boy. Go to channel. Hold up. Hey, add you. There we go. Hey, there we go. Got you, got you, got you. Got you and Trap about to get it in here. Okay. Hey, look. I told you, I'm trying to learn my live ways. I'm trying to get like y'all boys. Hey, make sure if you watching too, hit like. You know what I mean? Drop a heart in there. I heard that's supposed to help with the YouTube algorithms. You know what I mean? Um. Now, hey, Aaron. Hey, Utilier. Thank. Listen, I'm gonna have to get good at this because I'm gonna be probably making the most videos on YouTube about the brand. Atelier. Thank you, Julius, because I was struggling with it, my boy. It's crazy. I actually took French in college. I didn't do well in it, but I took it. Um, but you know what I mean? Let's go back to this talking about it, the watch. So I've been out of the game for a living, trying to get back into it. Been going through a lot of like life things, family things, work things, man. Like just life has truly been lifing. And I spent some time with the Lord just trying to like reflect and just trying to refocus myself. And I was like, you know what? I need a new start, need a new fresh. And my wife actually wanting to help support me in that transition, trying to get my mind back and refocus. She actually got me the new Timex Atelier, the Marine M1A. So I actually already purchased the watch the day that it came out. But I was being cheap and I didn't pay for overnight shipping. And so now I'm waiting on the ground shipping for it to finally show up. And so best believe that when it comes in, I'm gonna have a live. We're gonna do an unboxing. We're gonna talk through, give it some, the initial thoughts and the initial feels. And I'm pretty sure if I'm not the first on YouTube, I'm gonna be top three of being able to showcase this watch and get it out there for the world. And so super excited to showcase that with you guys. And I guess I'm interested too is for those who haven't seen it, um, let me know like what kind of questions you have, and especially for those who've seen, like what kind of questions do you got? And what do you guys think about Timex making this transition? Do you think it's gonna work the same way that, Seiko was able to have Grand Seiko, or do you think there's gonna be a lot more problems? Because as I've been reading the comment section of the post about the watches, people who have shared it in articles, a lot of people are struggling to understand Timex moving upscale, and I'm just interested in what you guys' thoughts are because you follow me. I mean, y'all got at least a little bit of love for Timex, but like, what are people thinking out here? So let me go back to the chat. Let me see what's going on out here. Uh, First of all, Julius, appreciate you once again helping me. Atelier. Let me see. Got Nervous Swag out here. Meg, what's up? What's up? What's up? Caesar's out here. Tim, Le Timex. Hey, little time. Hey, first of all, the Timex kind of go hard. Meg out here, Skylar, what's up? What's up? Let me see. Yo, Ben 10, good to see you, my boy. Yeah, look, I ain't gonna lie. I went to the movies with my kids today. came back, took a nap. Now I got a lot of energy. I got my second win. So, you know what I mean? I wanted to spend some time with the Watch fan before y'all went to sleep. Uh, hey, thank you, my brother. It's crazy. I feel more comfortable doing Ranger School than I do going live. Hey, look, this is a different world out here. You know what I mean? The internet's a crazy place. Um, Hey, yeah, everybody drop what you got in the chat. What you got on wrist today right now? We got my boy Ben 10 with a Rolex OP on. Okay. You know what I mean? I got a Rolex, I got my Timex. Today on wrist, I got my let me see, I got my Timex, Huckberry, collab. This is a diver. Um I really love the texture on the dial. I got it on a hemsit strap. But yeah, just a really good watch. As you if you look at it, you can tell the time ain't even right. But I be switching them up so much. Sometimes I forget to even set them. So let me see. Let me see what else we got going on. Tim, so Tim, you on board with Timex doing this transition? I'm with you. I think that this is what the watch world needs, but I don't think the watch world is completely ready for this transition. Let me see. Go cousin. Yes, Skylar. They definitely going upstream, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. Hey, hey, people need to do more Timex in these streets. You know what I mean? Because look, even though that's my niche, depending on how you say it, you know what I mean? I went to public school, so I probably say it wrong. A rising tide lifts all ships. And so I want everybody in the Timex fam, I want us all to have this discussion and talk about what the transition is and give some more love to my people over in the brand. So we're gonna talk a little bit more. Uh, hey, I do agree. If they can get the Atelier into some kind of film or movie, and they actually got, I don't know if you're a superhero fan, but they actually got the Timex in the Superman movie, and there's a special edition Superman Marlin if you're into that. So you know they trying, but let me see, let me see. Why is it not letting me scroll in the chat here? It's easier to see it on my other screen. Uh, let me see what some people said. Uh, and the Loco. Oh, I love those Locos, man. That look. I So I've been thinking about a Laco or a Sin is potentially another watch that I want to add to my list. Now that I just got this new one, I'm gonna be out the game for a little bit. Gonna have to, you know, what I mean, see the way my bank account set up. I got a checkings and I got a savings, and I had to put the savings into the checkings to buy the watch. So I'm gonna be out the game for a little bit, but don't worry, we gonna be back. We gonna be back. You know what I mean? Balling on a budget. Uh, listen, boom, boom, boom. What else we got? This could be a great opportunity for Timex, especially if they start making their own movements. And foreign brands could be the opening that Timex needs. See, I actually thought about this. I really love that Timex went upstream and they're building a new watch, right? And they're using a Swiss movement. They're using an enamel dial, which not everybody's been tracking. I'm interested to see the quality of the steel on the bracelet. But I think where Timex could really own a part of the market, and they did it a little bit, is trying to actually get American movements. Now, a couple problems with that, let's be honest. American automatic movements, either they're non-existent at scale or they're incredibly expensive. And so that's going to be something that's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. But if the infrastructure could be put in place to have an American movement, I think Timex could really own that market because it goes into their heritage, 170 years of watchmaking in the United States. And so I think that's great. Um, I do think that I'm interested if they should have changed the name for the Timex Atelier and just had Atelier and separated the Timex name from it. There's pros and cons to it. I think long term, it's best if they can keep the names a little bit together. Seiko, Grand Seiko, people generally understand the connection between the two, while Ranger and Tudor, people don't understand the connection between the two. But the issue is a lot of collectors are going to struggle to disassociate Timex's more affordable watches, the Expedition, the Ironman, the Easy Reader, and some of the lower level watches from this newer, higher end market. Now, I originally thought that if they were going to go up in, they should have used the name Waterbury, which is tied to their roots in Connecticut. However, they already started using it. And so now I understand, like, it's hard to disassociate something that's already moving. So having just a clean break, creating an entirely new name, a new brand, I think that'll help them as they transition upstream. But I think a lot of people are just failing to understand the true quality of the watch because you take Timex off the dial. You give me a dive watch with steel bracelet, Swiss movement, 200 meters of water resistance, black enamel dial. Um, I think it's Super Luminova on the loom. Like it has everything, and then not only that, if you look at the bracelet, it has a quick release. What do you call it? A quick release link changing system in it, which is incredible. Some people didn't like the butterfly clasp. I don't mind it at all. Um, but if you put that on a Christopher Ward, people will be like, oh yeah, 2K is easy. You put that on an Oris, 15K, 1500 easy. But when it says Timex on it, people just can't disassociate the history of the brand to where they're going next. But I think it's because a lot of people haven't seen them. And one of the things that I've noticed is a part of the design language for these new Timexes is actually that skeletonized case. So if you look at the Giorgio Galli S1, the S2, as well as this model, all of them have these skeletonized cases, which I think is truly incredible. So, as you can tell, I got deep into this. Let me go back to the chat. Let me see what we talk about over here so I ain't missing out. I love it. I love a good titanium watch. Uh, let me see. Time and solid history. People think it's a big deal. They do have that drugstore stigma, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for them to break that stigma. But maybe they're. So one of the things I thought was interesting about the watch when it came out, he said it's meant to be a watch that's discovered slowly over time, which in itself is a super interesting take for. And this is from Giorgio Galli, the lead designer. And I think maybe they also are banking on the future generations of understanding it. So like the modern collector may struggle, but you look at where Seiko is now. I bet you 5, 10 years ago, no one would think that they're selling Seiko Prospect divers for, over $1,000. So maybe this is a long-term play. This is where Timex is going to transition in the future. So let's see. You're spot on. The opportunity for new movement, mass protection is key. Yeah, Tim, I think you hit on the head. I kind of talked about too is the thing about Timex is they sell at scale. They have such a huge market. And so, while they do have limited editions, I think they want to still be able to sell at scale because that goes back to the actual roots. Let me see. That'd be crazy. Shapiro Drive. Okay, what else we got? I'm happy to see Timex up in the ante. Yes, bro. I'm excited to see where they're going. Timex Blancpain. Hey, so that actually a lot of people brought that up in the comment section when they're talking about what the watch looks like. Um Let me see. Am I doing Wind Up New York? Hey, hold up. I mean, well, when is it? Probably not. I ain't gonna lie because the thing I'm struggling with right now is some of y'all. I don't know how much you guys know about my personal life. But I'm actually working on my master's degree right now. And it is it's putting that work into you, boy. It's putting that work into you, boy. Like literally legitimately, when I get off of this live stream, I have 2 papers due on Monday. So I'm gonna be getting back into my papers. But this for me is like a recharge. Like I feel so much better about life when I'm talking to the watch fam, when I'm talking to the watch crew. And so this is kind of like my pick me up before I, hit the books again. But I I am looking at I want to go to one of the watch fairs in DC next year. Um, Me and my wife, we're looking at where we're also going to move after I finish grad school. Right now, we got 3 different places we've been looking at. We're looking at the DC area, we're looking at the Colorado area, and we're looking at the Seattle area. So we will see where we go from there. But yeah, we looking at the different options. We looking at what's up. Let me make sure I don't miss anything in there. All right. All right. So let me that's a couple things. Concerned making their own movements reliable could get bigger market share since these tariffs are affecting the important movements and watches. Like more lines, they want black and white out. Hey, so hold up. I'm gonna address the E line, not Elon. That's a whole different conversation. And then I'm gonna go back to the movement thing. Crazy thing about the E line of Timexes, which is a throwback to the 1980s, I actually had an original before they even reintroduced it. And I love that watch. Actually, I had two of them. I gave one away to a friend. Actually, Walt, if you watch this, my boy, I hope you and the family doing well out in DC. Walt was my guy that I gave that to. Walt actually gave me a cool little gift. It's hanging up in my new office, my new studio. Um, but absolutely great watches if you haven't had one. You can still pick up the used ones. Um, but they're when I mean used, I mean like the vintage, the 1980 ones. But it's going to be a wide array. Prices, you can probably get them as low as 20, probably in bad condition, up to probably 80 for some good condition. So if you're looking for one, be on the lookout. But it doesn't have as many colors as the modern reissue. Um, and if you guys want to talk about, I do have a conversation I want to talk about reissues later because I am worried about the amount of reissues that is going on in the watch space, and I feel like this long term could create issues, but that's a whole separate thing. Going back to the movement situation, I wonder how much it would cost for Timex to build the industry to be able to make movements in the US again. The second thing is how long will the tariffs last? And if like is it worth the squeeze, right? Like if the tariffs end at the end of this administration, is it worth it to do the work it would take to bring everyone back in and like because like you get like building a movement, building a factory, like that's a long-term thing. You gotta get the space, you gotta build it, you gotta get the machinery, you gotta get the employees, you gotta get them trained up. I feel like that's a long-term play. And I would love for Timex to make that play. I just don't know if they will. And let's see what's going on in here. Boom, boom, boom. Two things about the Atelier. One, lint traps. Hey, Tim, what you mean by the lint traps in case? Oh, are you talking about the skeletonized case part? Actually, I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as you think. The reason why I say that is I have a couple of the Timexes that have the skeletonized cases. And I haven't had too many issues, especially with the Atelier Marine One, because I think the inside is actually black. So I actually know lint would look worse on black because I'm thinking mine is silver. Yeah, you might have a point. I will say too, the Galley S2, when I got it, it actually came with a little brush to clean out the inside. So now I do worry the bracelet is also, oh, it's not skeletonized, but it has like some gaps in it. And so I'm wondering what that'll look like, long term with some mud and dirt. Because like I wear my tools. Like, bro, the first thing I did with my Tudor Ranger, yeah, I ain't gonna believe me, but this is just kind of like a Ranger thing. I took it on an obstacle course run. We went through a swamp. We went through the woods. Like that was the very first time I ever wore it. Like I got dirt and grime into it immediately. And so like I'm about to wear mine. Like this ain't no showpiece. This ain't no dress watch. Like I'm about to put that work into it. Look, after that first video that I filmed with it, the second video with it, expect the third and fourth video to have scratches on it because I'm about to rock that watch out. Like, look, I'm not easy on my watches. You know what I mean? They supposed to take a licking and keep on ticking, and I'm gonna give them that licking. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Pause. Um, let me see what else we got going on here. I would love to hear your thoughts. Yeah. Hey, so Scholar, I think, bro. I think I'm gonna do a live with it. I think I'm gonna do a live with it when I unbox it. But I wonder for the live, I mean, let me know what y'all think. Would the live be better just with y'all asking comments? Or would it be better to have another person, what I mean, right here with me? You know what I mean? So we can have that conversation as I'm geeking out, just having someone else's point. And obviously I wish we could have somebody else in the room with me, but I mean, unless any of y'all want to come visit Kansas. Hey, if y'all want to come through Kansas, come through. I'll bring you on base. I'll bring you to the crib. I got the whole setup over here. We could do the whole family thing. So um, yeah. Oh yeah, hey, yeah. For those who ain't tracking, yeah, I got one of them on the way. It's on the way, my boy. It is on the way, and I cannot wait. Let me make sure. Skeleton Particle Trap Goop. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. It doesn't have. So th I don't know if this is a hot take. But for me personally, I actually don't care if my watch is hacked. And maybe just how I live my life. Like, what is the difference at 15 seconds, 30 seconds gonna make? Not much. If whenever my life depends on something serious, like I'm not wearing an automatic watch, is being honest. Like, when I'm jumping out of a plane, when I'm jumping out of a plane, I actually still wear my Timex Automatic North, but I keep a digital watch with me so that I have that more precise timing. So I don't understand why people get so caught up under the whim about like, a couple seconds, but that's I don't know. I don't know. Is it a hot take? Let me know. Are you a person who needs your watch to be within cost certification? Are you cool with a little drift here and there? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna show up when I show up, and I'm usually gonna be there early anyway, so it don't even matter. Um, yeah, boom, 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 boom. Dope. Okay, yeah, I don't even. So I, I ain't gonna lie to you now. Talking about the protect, I say that I don't care about hacking. But if I pay as much as a car, boy, you better hack, you better hop, you better skip, you better rip, boy. I ain't, man, that's crazy. That's crazy that people, yeah, I don't know. But I guess it probably has to do with like the actual mechanics in the watch as well. So yeah, I guess like I, I don't know. I have a hard time imagining paying over $10,000 for a watch and not having every single detail be perfect. Um, but maybe that's just me. Um, okay. As Trap brought up, we talked about there's a lot of things that are overrated on a watch. My question to y'all is, what is the most overrated feature? And what's the most underrated feature? That might be a video. Let me do that right quick. So before the video, let me because that first of all, that's a good thing. Uh, Most overrated and underrated features. So, Trap, Skylar, I'm interested in you guys' take, and for everybody listening, I always thought this was interesting. I've always wanted to know what goes into other people's creative processes and how they go into making videos, whether that be Teddy Bulbasaur, just one more watch, to even my boys Skylar and Trap. So I'm interested to see what you guys do if it's different from me. What I do is especially when I'm looking for inspiration, I'm reading comment sections on Facebook, on Instagram, on Reddit. I'm watching other videos, listening to podcasts, and when something kind of gives me a spark, I add it to a list. And so, what I mean, I'll show you the list right here. I got every single one of them lines is just a different video idea. And so right now I'm at 371 different video ideas. Now, some of these I've actually already filmed. Some of these I filmed and I probably never released because they didn't turn out as well as I like. But that's my process. And so, what I mean, when y'all commenting on videos, when you leaving suggestions, like that's going into the log, that's going into the book. And then what I like to do too is just because of everything that's going on with family and life, I try to bulk record. And so I'll take a weekend and try to record, 8 to 10 videos and then kind of like layer those out. But one of the secrets, and because y'all live, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little something. In every single video, you have my boy Elfie Snowflake right here. Okay, Elfie Snowflake it's my daughter's, I mean, Elf on the Shelf, but they love him and they love to see where he is in the video. And so what I do is every video, I actually move him into a different location. I'm not sure if you guys had noticed that or not, but if you watch my videos, you'll see that he kind of like pops around. And so sometimes you can tell if I filmed a video the same day, because he'll be in the same place. But generally speaking, I work pretty hard at like moving him around to make sure he's in different spots around the office. So yeah, I don't know. Have you guys ever noticed that there's an elf on the shelf in every video? And if you did notice, did you notice that he moves? I'm actually super curious about this because I'm not sure if anyone else other than me, my daughters, and my editor actually noticed that there's an elf on the shelf moving around. Yeah, I'm interested in the comments. Let me see what's going on and let me see what else you're talking about. Um, Boom, boom. Julius bringing that knowledge. There are a number of things overrated. Trap got that one. Oh, wow. He said water resistance is overrated. I'm, yeah. I'm hold up. I'm gonna come back to that one because that's worth talking about. Let me double check, make sure I missed something too crazy. Traditional watchmaking, boom, 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 trap vision. Yo, dude, he said, yeah, all right. I don't think water resistance. I think anything over 200 is overrated. Like once you get to 100 to 200, like you good to go. I also, it is overrated because now you talking about it, the amount of people who complain about it, who legitimately don't do anything, drives me crazy. Now, I do think that if it's going to be a field watch, it should be 100 meters, and that's not because I care about like some kind of diving thing, but like I don't want to be stressed. Like when I wear a field watch, I want to be able to go to the field and not be stressed. And if it's anything like 100 or less, like I think that's gonna bother me. I'm gonna be worried I'm gonna break it because, like I said, I wear my tools, I wear them hard, I get after it with them. So that's just me. Let's see. Yeah, they cost one of them. Yeah, like I'm saying, people accept the price from Seiko. They just haven't really gotten the mindset around Timex yet, and I think it's just only a matter of time. And I think you actually see Casio is also starting to do that position because they got the automatic. And my boy Skylar has a video that I watched, and he was talking about that one as well. So Skylar, maybe that might be a good crossover video. You know what I mean? Maybe we all, you, me, and Trap, we need to get in and we need to talk through the affordable brands as they make moves upstream. Think about it. Think about it. Let me know what y'all think. That could be an interesting concept. I won't even say a debate, but just like a conversation amongst, what I mean, some of the watch fam. Um, I'm always mindful of recoil. Oh, yeah, yeah. If you out there shooting in the range, yeah, that's definitely something that you got to consider, something you got to think about. Um, the So, like I said, mostly Timex, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit more into the world. Citizens Eco Drive is, I- I'm not like a huge movement nerd, but I think I really want an Eco Drive, and I really want a Spring Drive as well. The Spring Drive, I think, is like one of the coolest things in technology that is out there. I- a watch movement, is that considered tech? I think it's tech. It's like an advancement. Yeah, it's tech. I'm gonna consider tech. But the Eco Drive, the Spring Drive, I think both of those are absolutely incredible, and I really want to own those in my collection one day. And so I've been actually trying to figure out what my Grail list looks like. Um, and I'm still working on it. I've had some changes. I had it bigger. It's getting smaller. I'm working through that. Let me see. I see some other chat. Overrated drilled lugs. Isn't that necessary for everyone? Underrated having a well-sized crown with finishing for an enjoyable use. Damn. This is why, hey, if y'all not already subscribed to Scholar, this is why his insights are so true. It is understated the importance of the actual crown and having a good movement. Uh-oh, uh-oh. My wife coming down here. Was she about to give me a hard time for not doing my homework? Watch, just wait. Uh-uh. I think she heard me say that she was gonna give me a hard time and then she left. Dang, I thought I was about to get she need to hop onto the chat section. Let me see. Oh, it looked like we got some debate between the drill lugs. All right, Mr. 1MO, please leave the argument on behalf of drill lugs, because I'm gonna tell you. I haven't found much of a use for them. Yeah, I don't really know what makes them special or enjoyable to use. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan. I will say though, back to Scholar's point though, of the crown, when you have a watch that has a unenjoyable crown mechanic and usage, like it just kind of just puts a nasty taste in your mouth. And the reason why I say it puts a nasty taste in your mouth is like I got 100, almost 180 watches, right? When I most 99% of the time when I pick up a watch and I have to set it. And so like if I don't enjoy the setting of the watch, like we already starting off on a bad foot. That's showing up to a date 10 minutes late with no money in your pocket. You know what I mean? That's when I get in the car with my wife. She said we need to go somewhere where we're gonna get gas first. Like the trip just kind of like, come on, girl, you can get gas beforehand. Come on, we couldn't get gas before. Is it just me? Okay. Anyway, so that's me. All right. Let me go back. Skylar, boom, boom, boom. Concur. Let me see. Plain design and expanding crown. An expanding crown. Hey, make sure on the patent pending you put me on there. You know what I mean? And or if you make a bunch of money, just remember my birthday's in April. Go ahead, send some of that way. Um, Scholar Point 2 with a quick release strap with drill lugs just makes it even more annoying. Um, another thing that's overrated, Scholar. Yeah, hey, yeah. Scholar got that. He got that. Hey, we're gonna have to do a battle for battle. You know what I mean? Timex versus Casio, the world of the automatics. You know what I mean? Hey, actual question. Can y'all hear the water above me right now? I'm just curious. Like, I'm in a straight up basement. I got pipes above me. I got look. It's the world is crazy over here. Like, if y'all want to see this new setup, it is wild. Let me see something. Let me see. Hey, look, I'm working live now. Give me a break. I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to see if I can add a. I want y'all to be able to see this new setup because this new setup is absolutely crazy. This is where's it at? Mac. Mac screen capture. Hold up. Oh, what just happened? Oh, you lost me. Oh, what happened to my camera? Hey, hold up. Can you hear me? My screen is one black. Huh. I don't know what just happened. Hey, can y'all still hear me? Uh, okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, we back. We back. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. Man, I wonder what just happened. Huh. I think, all right. I got look. This we talking about setting up the studio. So I'm using OBS. Just so you know, behind the screen, I use OBS. And when I was trying to do the screen transfer, I think it just caused me to just go straight into it. Let me see something real quick. I want to add something. Man, hold up. I'm trying to video Mac OS screen media source. I'm trying to. I want to show you something. Let's see if it works. All right. All right. Okay. I ain't gonna be able to show it to y'all. Hey man, look. I gotta get my OBS back. All right, man. Yeah. Look, I technology drives me crazy, but actually, I can show you a little bit of the setup. So let me mind y'all before y'all look at this. Just know that for one, I'm a nerd. For two, I am a perfectionist that is still recovering. And three, I promise you that I didn't spend all my money on all of these things because I bought most of them used. But my actual setup for recording is so intense that it's actually probably more intense than my actual watch collecting. I love watches, but I love the recording process just as much. And let me just show y'all just the ridiculousness that I got going on over here. And just say, I mean, yeah, let me know. Y'all want to see behind the scenes, or we want to continue the drill lug debate? Because I am interested in the drill lug debate. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, hey, Mr. Wimoa, hey, hold it down. My boy said drill lugs forever. He ain't stepping down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I love to see. You know what I mean? Hey, that's hilarious. I love it. Let me see what's going on. Uh, hey, so hey, 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 Miss, hold it down. Hey, hold it down. Don't worry. If you by yourself, you an army of one, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, hey Sam, welcome to the chat. Welcome to see you. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see more people coming into the chat. Welcome in. Make sure you hit like in there. Man, we have covered so much random topics, but this is why I love the Watch fam. I love the Watch community. I love this. And this is actually something else that's crazy going on that I just want to share with y'all. Because, I mean, if you here right now, you're a real one. And if you're a real one, you deserve to know everything that's going on. Now, I also see it's about 20 y'all in the chat. Hey, man, if you ain't said nothing yet, say something, say hello. Just check in, throw waves, just say hi, just so that I know that you're here so I can give you the love, give you the respect that you deserve. Um, but so y'all tracking, I got my website. And, I've been asking for submission of stories. Well, I realize now that the stories were actually getting sent to a different email, so I wasn't able to read all of them right away. But now that I have access to them, there are so many incredible stories coming from the Watch family that it one of them actually made me tear up. And like it just reminded me of why I love watches and why watches are so beautiful. And it's just such an amazing thing. So let me check this chat real quick. Let me see what's going on. Got our Doyle rules, okay. It's a mod brand, Thorn. They make a Tudor homage that has a band that can be lugs without tools. Embrace the idea without tools. Mm. Hey, first of all, I've seen the Thorn watches. How is the quality in person in hand? I'm interested into that. Let me know because I'm interested of I've seen them, but yeah. And then trap, bro. You right, bro. You are right. This is the beauty of live. Even though it be stressing me out, just the community coming together to talk, man, it's beautiful. But I gotta get past my perfectionist ways, bro, and I don't know how. Like I'm too nitpicky because I want everything perfect, bro. Like if you knew how many times that I almost went live and then like I don't like the lighting and just like just stopped it, bro. I gotta work on that at a personal level. You know what I mean? I've been praying to the Lord about it. I've been reading the Beatitudes. You know what I mean? Blessed are the meek. You know what I mean? Blessed. I'm trying to get back into the Lord with it, so I'm working on it. Um, talking about that thorn. Uh, the bronze thrifty thrifty fathoms. That's actually kind of tight. Dang. What is the watch brand that people need to consider a little bit more? I'm interested too. What is y'all underrated uh watch brands out there that people ain't really been thinking about? And as y'all do that, I I do want to show y'all. Y'all didn't ask for it, but y'all gonna get it because I'm excited at the work I had to put in to build it. So let me show y'all what goes into this because this I think is kind of cool. Let me hit you really quick. All right. So first off, let me actually show you this. First off, I have a arm that allows me to clip on this camera here, and this is my secondary camera. Now, as you can tell, it got wires in it. This is the one that puts it to the switcher, and then this is like the battery, so I can keep it going. But let me show y'all how I do this because you know show you how much of perfection it is. For real. All right. So for me, I got my this is my switcher. This is how I'm switching between the camera angles. This is where I keep my extra speaker. I got my light here. As you can tell, I told you it's just the ceiling right here. I'm in the garage out here, just grinding. This is my teleprompter screen. This is where my camera is. This is the main one. My mic actually ain't working. I gotta figure out how to figure that out there. So this little stand, this is actually a cart that's used for printers. And I have, I mean, I done pimped my ride it out. And so what I did was, hold on, let me get my screen so I can see it all the way. So what I did was I got some extra power put into here. I got my iPad here so that I can see whatever notes that I need to do right here. I got my MacBook plugged in and got some dongle that's going into a bunch of other different stuff. And then behind it, man, there's so much cords and wires just to get this thing going from getting the monitor to the laptop, the ATEM to the laptop, the screen into here, iPad into there, extra power from here. I got a pedal that I use sometimes when I'm doing my recording. But in my new studio, what I mean, some of the cool things is I'm able to clip lights to the actual ceiling. So I got some lights over there. And then I also have like that's where I take my photos. I have a second studio that I kind of got built up. That's gonna be where I want to do some like interview type stuff later. I think I'm gonna change out that wall though. I don't think that wall is really hitting, so I gotta get that fixed. This is the old bookshelf that y'all used to seeing in the back of my videos. And then behind me, I got, my other lighting chairs. And then one of the cool things I added to the studio is that little flashlight is what produces the little blue light behind me. So that's what goes into my live streaming setup. You know what I mean? I got Teddy Bulbasaur quality setup and a $2 execution, but it still worked though. Get my camera back in there, but yeah. In case you ever wondered, that's what goes in behind my little thing here. So let me see what we got going on. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a mad scientist. Like if I showed y'all the other like little random things in here, there's some cool little quirks in the little cart. Uh, listen, people need more of the scripture salesman, bro. I know, Trap, bro. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I, it's the hardest. Sometimes the hardest person to look at is when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and that can be like. Let's get real. When we talking about life out here, we talking about watching out here. Also, is my camera cutting out for y'all too? Because it's like glitching right now. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I don't know why it's flashing on and off. Huh? Let me see something real quick. I'll make sure my cord's all plugged in good. I don't know if I messed something up. Hold up. Okay. Oh man, all right. I think we in a good spot once it comes back. Okay. I think we good. Well, dang, yeah, my wife might be trying to say this is the sign. She's saying this is the sign. Let me see if it's just both. Is it both cameras? I think it's just I think it's just that camera for some reason. Huh. All right, well, hey, look, y'all about to get the other angle then. Y'all about to get the other angle. Look, this seemed like a raw, authentic angle anyway. Um, I do want to get real with y'all though. Like, it's I think we all in our own personal lives, we got to take the time to check in on people and just see what's going on in their life, right? Like, so I've been going through it. I had probably about a month ago, I was having one of the hardest times I've had on my career, YouTube, family, life, and like I was like struggling. Um, but one of the things I went back to my faith, focusing on that, and then from there, just trying to understand like, all right, where can I get my joy back again? And for me, watches is a huge part of that. And I let stress, life, perfectionism get in the way of doing the thing that I loved and I enjoyed so much, which is talking to y'all, which is making videos, which is sharing content and just sharing the things that I'm passionate about. And so, with some prayers, some thoughts, some support from my friends and from family, I was like, you know what, like, this is what I got to do. And so, yeah, believe it or not, this is the first time I've actually been back on camera in over a month, probably a month and a half. And the reason why is because I had filmed a lot of videos and got them published, and got them scheduled because I know I was going to be busy with the school year. But man, I had been struggling. Um, and now that I'm back and just talking to y'all, like this is what I missed. I missed being with the fam. I miss talking to y'all. I miss, what I mean, being with the live. Like, because I'd be watching, what I mean, especially Trap, Skylar, I'd be on them lives. I'd be in the comment section. And I was like, man, I need to get back out there. And so for me, such, uh, this has been good for my soul. Like, I appreciate y'all being here, supporting the channel and liking and commenting and coming in. But like, y'all don't understand how much it means to me to just have y'all here to share watches. Like, dude, I'm a dude in a basement talking about Timex watches. Like, and to be able to connect with people from all over the world, man, it really means so much. And so I say all of that just to say, man, I love y'all. I'm thankful for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, y'all giving me life. Whether we debating drill lugs, we talking about unknown brands, we talking about the future of Timex, man. I realize that this is where I need to be. I need to get back into this more often, and I need to be collabing with the boys. You know what I mean? I gotta get back on there, get back into it. So I'm happy to see that. Let me see what's going on in the chat because I gotta get off my emotional soapbox over here. What we got? We got. Okay, we got Nerd with Swag helping my boy Scholar out. 39 millimeter tiny 10 wide mechanical sapphire. Oh, 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 that watch look good. Hey, do or do not, there is no try, boy. My boy Trap, he out here cooking. Struggle with life and support and address while you juggling everything else. Great, great. Yeah, man. Nah, hey, Trap, I know you know, bro. I know, look, I thought about you. I almost had to call you just to reach out and be like, man, like, how you getting through it, man? Because, like, man, life be lifing sometimes. You know what I mean? And I think I truly wonder the human side of some of these major collectors. Like, Mr. Perfect, Teddy, you know what I mean? Like, what's really going on behind the scenes, Teddy? Like, bro, what you doing, man? Like, how's your wife doing? How's your family doing? You know what I mean? Like, I wish more creators could just be open about life and connecting in that way, right? Like, you mean the Mad Watch Collector, when is he really mad though? You know what I mean? I want to see the human side too a little bit. But, hey, yeah, y'all getting to see mine. You know what I mean? You're seeing the vulnerability right here, live in the flesh. Uh, I actually have a separate channel that I had started, and then everything with life came on. That I'm gonna get back into it, and it it's actually called uh cre- well, I have a couple other channels, and maybe I'll drop the link into the chat. But when the first video was about uh self-awareness and working on that, and like it was such a big deal for me to talk through some of my own weaknesses, because I think that like being vulnerable helps others around you really understand and appreciate what's going on. uh Please, man, Trap, bro, I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. Prayers to you and the family. I don't watch they struggling, bro. That's Depression and mental health is such a real problem that I don't think people truly appreciate how serious it is, especially in our community, and especially for men, black men in particular, right? Like, oftentimes growing up, people like tough it out, just be strong, like don't be a punk. Like, that's not the truth though. That's not the best way to handle these things. And I think that, like, at the end of the day, we can only do so much. But I think that if people can understand, be grounded in faith, for me personally, but also be reminded of hope. Because when I think people get stressed and they let a temporary problem create, they think a temporary problem and they make a long-term decision that it's not really necessary. And so when you got somebody going through that, or when ourselves we're going through that, it's important to focus on the bigger picture. It's important to focus on what's going to happen next. And so, Trap, brother, just know I'm praying for you, man. I hope everything's working on, and you know your boy here, and yeah, like you, man. Like, YouTube is it's been an outlet for me, man. It's kind of crazy to just be able to talk about something you love with people you know what I mean, and don't know at the same time. But through these to Trap's point, like through these lives, man, you get to connect. You get to be a deeper person. Like this, the kind of stuff. Like what I mean, this ain't for the algorithm. You know what I mean? This ain't for the ads. This ain't for the money. This is for the community. This is for bringing us closer together. And it's really hard to kind of put this kind of stuff into words, but man, it means so much to be a part of this community. And Trap, man, just know, what I mean. If it's cool with y'all, man, I want to do a quick prayer for Trap. You know what I mean? As a man of faith, what I mean. I just want to say, Lord, I ask you to be with him, be with his family, be with them as they work through this difficult time. Lord, I ask you to please be with his son and let him see your strength, let him see your light, and let him see your love, Lord. We know that with you, all things are possible, and please let all things happen in his life. Whatever challenges that he's facing, whatever problems that he sees right now, Lord, let him see the bigger picture. And many times throughout the Bible, there have been personnel who have faced challenges, who have faced difficulties. Believe it is Elijah in the Bible. At one point, Lord, he asked God to take him away because he felt that he wasn't strong enough. And the Lord's response to him was to rest, to eat. And when he woke up from that rest and when he woke up from eating, the Lord actually told him to rest again because the challenge ahead would be difficult and he needed the rest. Lord, I ask you to give that same message to Trap Son right now. Lord, let him rest, let him sleep, let him find peace in your love, and when he wakes up to be ready to take on that challenge. Lord, I know that, we all hear you wherever there's two or more, that is your home. And right now, Lord, I ask that, all of us, in this YouTube community, we come together, we pray for Trap Son and we help give him the strength. We pray for Trap and, as he's working through this, trying to balance you two, trying to balance family. I know he mentioned something about his granddaughter. Like, Lord, there's so much life going on, not only for him, but everybody on this live today, Lord. And so I ask you to be with everybody here. Let them find your love, let them find your grace, and let them find your strength. In your son Jesus' name I pray. Amen. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all being here for a little prayer, but you know, I, I think that's important. And I think that's a part of, that's a part of me, right? Like I love I love the Lord. And one of the quotes that I heard that I try to live is live your life in a way that people who know you and don't know God will want to know God because they know you. Let me say that again because I think it's powerful. Live your life in a way that people who know you, but they don't know God, will want to know God because they know you. And what does that mean? I think for me, that means being the light in the world that you would want to see, making the changes in the world that you want to see, being loving, being caring, being there for people so that when they see me, they can also see God's love because I've received so much of it. I am truly, truly, truly blessed. God has given me so much. And I think it's important for me to try to give it back. And that's what I try to do with these watch stories. That's what I try to do with my channel, bro, because my thought is, and maybe it's crazy, but this is what I believe is if I can get people to appreciate watches, particularly Timex watches, something that's considered affordable, hopefully I can get them to appreciate time. And if you appreciate time more, you will appreciate just how valuable it is. And what you do with your time is the most important thing you can do on earth. And what the most valuable way to spend it is by helping others. And so, in short, I want people to understand the beauty of watches, to then understand the beauty of time, and understand the beauty of stories. That's the reason why, for me, it's always stories over specs, because a watch means nothing without the story behind it. And if you can appreciate the story of someone's Rolex OP, like my boy Ben was rocking, you appreciate my Timex, you appreciate anybody in chat. Like when you can appreciate the story behind someone's watch, you appreciate people more. And when you appreciate people more, you can make the world a better place. And so that's really why I make videos, right? Like at the end of the day, like if I get you to buy Timex, cool. If I get you to appreciate the history of why there's, a GMT, neat. But if I can get you to appreciate the story of another collector, that's where the power is. That's where the beauty is. That's what's important. That's what I'm working towards. And yeah, there's just good days, there's bad days, there's times where things are going well, there's times where things are not going well. But I think that's a bigger message. Let me see, man. Just love everybody in the chat. Glad everybody's coming together. Just this is what it's all about, man. And Sam, I really appreciate it, man. I'm working at it. I'm working at it each and every day, trying to get better, trying to grow, trying to learn. Because I think for me, a story from the Bible that really stuck out in my mind is the story of the talents. And if you heard this before, I'm sorry, but for those, who might not be as Bible literate, there's a story of this three servants, and when the master leaves, he leaves them these talents. Just imagine it's money, right? And when he comes back, he asks them what they did with it. And so one person was left with five, and they said, Master, what I did is I took the five, when I invested that, and then we got 10. Hey, my good and faithful servant, I appreciate what you did. And then there's another one who got seven. What I mean? He's like, hey, same thing. I took it, I invested it, came back, and got born. He said, yeah, you are a good and faithful servant. And there's another servant though, who's like, hey, I buried it in the ground because I thought you might mess it up. And it was like, come on, man, you didn't have faith. And he banished that one, right? What I think that story means for me, and when I read it in my life, was the Lord has given me talents, and I don't want to waste them. I need to invest them and not take them for granted. And so, with every skill, every chance I get, like I got to figure out ways to give back because I feel like that's the obligation of my life. And so that's why you see every video, you know what I mean? Hit him with the God bless at the end. You know what I mean? Because hey, if that's maybe that's the chance for someone to realize, oh man, this might be a person I could talk to about the Lord. And you'd be surprised. I've actually been able to have some conversations about the Lord. And if this entire channel brings one person closer to God, it's cool. That's worth it, right? Like that's all it's about. And so, that's my approach to life. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? We don't went from watchers to faith. We don't went full circle in this thing. So man, I appreciate y'all. So, man, I mean, we done got deep. Let me see also if my other camera angle working. Let me see. Okay. It looked like we good. By the way, less deep. We can stay deep if y'all want to stay deep. I am interested. How is the setup right now? I don't want my perfectionist getting to me too much, but this is so far the best setup that I've been able to get. But I'm interested. You know what I mean? Is it cool? Is it distracting? Does it work? Like just uh man, let me know. And Trap, I appreciate you, brother. And just know I'm with you. I'm praying for you. I love you. You got my number. So, shoot me a text, shoot me a call. Okay, 10 this is good. All right. So when y'all see this in the future videos, now y'all know, y'all was here first. Also, y'all didn't tell me. Uh, have y'all been noticing my boy Elf on the Shelf? Anybody else notice him? Um, yeah, I'm just curious. And because low key, like I'm actually about to I hit soft. I'm about to actually transition deep again. The real reason he here is for two people. My two daughters, Peyton and Malia. That's it. That's the real reason. Because if nobody else watched my videos, I know that they gonna watch it. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna understand it, but they gonna watch it and they gonna be like, where the elf at? And one of the reasons I actually got into YouTube too was this is really a time capsule. This conversation right now between you, me, the whole wide world, right? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, my grandkids will be able to say, what was Grandpa Tyree like? You know what I mean? They can watch this video, they can read this chat. They be like, oh man, okay, here's Trap. Okay, this is Sam, this is Eric. They can see some of the people that were a part of my lives that led to me who I was. And, oh, that's Skylar. And Grandpa talked about Skylar. Like this for me is also just like a video time capsule. Like, could you imagine how cool it would have been to see your grandparents talk about what they love? Could you imagine how amazing it could have been to just see your parents when they were young, right? And so, this is the Elf on the Shelf is really a reminder to me of I'm maturing. Like, I putting out stuff that I would want them to see reflect back on me years from now. And so that's one of the reasons for the Elf on the Shelf. You know, what I mean, that's why I got it on there, and that's why I do it. Um, but yeah, all right. Now, watch fam. I know I'm keeping y'all up late. I can keep going. I want to know what kind of questions y'all got, what kind of things y'all thinking about, and we can go watches. We can go to the Lord. We can go, man. We can go anywhere y'all want to go. As you can see in this live, we done went full circle, 360, 480. As much as left my kids and some of it. Yes, 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 yes. Bro, that's the beauty. I really do think, hey, anybody who in the comment section who ain't got your own channel yet, bro, get your own channel. Get you a channel. Just get up there, just record, just talk, just have fun. It's amazing. It's so cool to be a part of this. And listen, once for legit, hey Trap, this is Trap and Scholar. I need y'all to teach me how to use Riverside because I'm not doing a good job at it. Because what I want to do, man, I want to bring everybody on the chat, bro. I want to bring Sam. I want you to have your phone. I want to talk to you live. I want to talk to you, boom, 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 like it's face to face. I want to see your face. I want you to pull up the watches that you love. I just, I just don't know how to do it. I ain't technologically literate enough to make it work. So, let me see what else we got. So you using StreamYard. I heard StreamYard expensive though. StreamYard, I heard it's good, but I heard that thing costs some money now. Well, okay, let me see. Among military divisions. All right. So talking about military divisions and watches. Generally speaking, I'm gonna give you the sad news first, and then I'm gonna give you the real news. Sad news is most people in the military don't actually know a lot about watches, but the people who know about watches are highly passionate about watches. Um, Now I do come from the soft experience, so like the special operations area. And in the soft world, watches are a little bit bigger than I think the regular army. The biggest communities of watch collectors in the military are people who work for special operations, special forces, as well as the intelligence community. The reason why for those two, not completely sure. I do think the intelligence community is much more related to the Washington, D.C. area, which also has a bigger watch culture in general. Um, but with that being said, there are certain watches in the soft space that are liked a little bit more by others. And so some organizations prefer Omega, um, Rolex, like a lot of Green Berets, they like Rolex a lot. Rangers, we kind of ebb and flow. Right now, a lot of us are into Tudor, particularly the Tudor Ranger. Oh, aviators, somebody mentioned aviators. Aviators like watches a lot too. Um, but honestly, the most common watch you're going to see from military people, Timex Ironman, Casio G-Shock, and Garmin. There's honestly more of a debate between Garmin watches than there is between any kind of like horology. So yeah, that's it. And you'll see certain sects of communities will have like their own watch, but that's it. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that answered the question a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me see what else. Let me see. I think there's some time was spent. Oh, scroll too quick. Scroll too quick. Oh man, oh my. Look, I'm trying to use my mouse on my leg. You know what I mean? It's you have a limit on how many people can watch. Blah, 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 blah. Argue much normally. What's this? Yeah, yeah, Travis. Yeah, most people just rocking G-Shocks and Iron Man like they're not as cool. So, Nervous Whack, I actually have heard the same thing with Green Berets. I think it's mostly true. Uh, because it's true. Like if you in the middle of the desert and you mean you need some water, you get somebody Rolex, it's gonna work. But sometimes I think people just like to flex. And Rolex is a good flex piece. And Green Berets love to flex. They you know what I mean they be flexing. Uh Hey, speaking of Aussies, Tim, you'd be proud to know. I live in the military community obviously in the base. My neighbor is actually Australian. He is from I mean, a lot of people are from Sydney, but he owns it. He came from wherever the unit is in Sydney, but he's actually considering retiring in America. Interesting. So he's actually during the summer for Australia, winter here. He's going to be heading back, but yeah, we've been talking about everything from Bluey, Vegemite, and all kind of stuff. So, I got me a good Aussie right across the street. So, you know what I mean, bringing the worlds closer together. Um, Boo. Oh, so talking about actually, I got this on because oh, did I just freeze up? Oh, am I frozen? Oh, I froze because I took my earpiece out. Sorry, I gotta fix that back. All right, cool. Um, what was I just saying? My screen froze. It messed me up. Unit watches. So me, for those who don't know, I have served in the 75th Ranger Regiment I did 3 years there, 2 years in command, 1 year on staff, did a couple deployments with them. We have been working on getting a customized Tudor Ranger for well over a year now, and it has been both a beautiful and an incredibly frustrating process. The hard part is we have been working. Oh, yeah, y'all lost audio? How's the audio now? We back? Hey, let me know if audio back. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me get my thing back on here. Knocked up my mic. Sorry if it's a little thing right here. Okay. Now we talked about no, so we've been working on getting a custom unit watch. I've actually even talked to dudes from watches of espionage. Watches win wars. But the issue is Tudor is taking forever. And the thing that's really frustrating to me is, bro, we have well over 100 people making an order. Basic math, 100 people, 3K per. We talking over $250,000, and y'all can't get your stuff together, and driving me crazy. Yeah, like it. Oh, it's so frustrating. But when it's done, they're gonna actually give us custom Tudor Ranger dials. They're gonna have the Ranger Regiment logo on the dial right above where it says Ranger, custom engraved case backs, with the unit stuff on it. So I'm super excited for that, but it is just taking so long, and I'm just like, bro, just get with the program. Like, tutors drive me crazy. Let me see, let me see. Hey, look, there's a saying. Oh, actually, military Air Force pilots, they love watches. They love watches. I'm with some Air Force dudes. They absolutely love watches. Because when I saw the Breitling, it made me think about it. But I've heard that sketchy people wear Breitlings. And honestly, it's mostly been true. I've seen a lot of sketchy people rocking Breitlings, and I don't know. I wonder what the stereotypes for every like watch collector, right? You get the snobs from AP, you get the old money from Patek, you get the flexers from Rolex, you get the sketchy dudes from Breitling. Yeah, what watch when you wear it, you say that's a good dude? Is there a good dude watch that you're just like, man, that's a whole. I think it might be Tudor because when you see someone with a Tudor, I think it shows one, they know watches, and two, they're still reasonable. Like you, I'm not saying that people with Rolexes are unreasonable, but there are people who are unreasonable who have Rolexes. I feel like when you got a Tudor, oh, Longines, that's a good one. That's another good one of like when you got that, like that's a regular person who just got a good watch. I've been looking at their Zulu GMT. Is it the 1925 that got the gold ring around it? But so nice. I love it. I was I was thinking about getting the Tudor Black Bay GMT, and then I realized that I need to spread out my collection. I already got 170 Timexes. I can't get the same a bunch of Tudors, and so I think I'm gonna get the. If I get a GMT, I'm gonna get the Longines. I actually, before my wife got me the the Marine A1 Atelier, but I got to put the little sticker on top so I don't mispronounce it. Before she got me Atelier, I actually thought I was going to potentially get the Longines. I might, still get it if I save up enough money. Or, I have my YouTube channel go crazy. That would be cool too. Yeah. One of the two. If I either make more money on YouTube someday or I save up, maybe I'll get the Longines to, what I mean, to commemorate the graduating of when I get my master's degree. Um, yeah, yeah. The other the watches that are on my, I don't want to say Grail because I feel like Grail insinuates it's a watch that's like either really out of reach or just like a really major purchase. So like I think of like a Rolex Oyster Quartz for me is pretty grailish just because like the difficulty of finding a good quality one. But watches that I'm super interested in getting is the Cartier Santos. I think I want an XL because I want a date window. Longines, the 1925 Zulu GMT. I've also looked at the blue one though. Honestly, they got a lot of good colors. Something from Grand Seiko. It used to be the SBG 413. I mean that pink dial. But now I'm like, all right, maybe I should consider something else because when I put it on in person, it was a lot heavier than I thought. And nothing wrong with heavy watches, but it just didn't fit the way that I wanted it to be. Um, what is the other one? I want to send. I just think that they look cool. I really would like to like go to different countries and buy watches of that country. So like go to Germany and get a Sin, go to Japan and get a Grand Seiko. So that's some of the things that I'm thinking about. But let me know what kind of watches do y'all have on your grill list right now? Or I'm saying your grill in your potentially attainable in the future with lots of well placed financial decisions. Let me see. Uh, let me see. Run two. We're looking for tutor. Can I see? Hey, you right? Hey, yeah, you right. A good Casio, especially when you start getting into the more unique Casios. I think that's where you start. You're like, okay, um, oh, bro, the green and black bezels, man. Hey, look. I got to get my screen situation working so that I can like show y'all some of these watches because there's so many good ones. Hey, NL, welcome to the chat. You know what I mean? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, Okay, going to Thailand, get a while. Okay, okay, you get some different things. Tom, a nice guy. Okay. Christopher. Oh, Christopher Ward. That's another good one. Oh, okay. I don't know if it counts as a grail, but Skylar actually got this one. That micro brew. Bro, I love that watch. It looks so cool. I saw you had posted it about it, and I was like, bro, I need to get me one of them. Oh, did my blue light pass out? Oh, okay. Hey, now that my light gone, you know what I mean, it's gone. It looked like a fake window. In case y'all was wondering, it's actually just this little thing, and it has like a little cap on it so it can like make windows. Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, now you know more. There are a lot of YouTubers use this to make fake windows in the back. I think Brett Pierce has one too. So yeah. All right. Brew is fire, bro. I need to get me a brew. I usually hate. I don't say hate. I usually prefer watches that not everybody's wearing, and so brew kind of gets in the way because it's like super popular. But honestly, that first model, that's like one of the most popular models, is just so cool to me. Is that my wife? Is that you, Hannah? I can't tell if she's coming down the stairs to yell at me or not. No, she ain't come down yet. So, boys, we still good. We still good for now. Uh, but no, I think Brew would be sick. Is there any Canadian watches? And what's the best? Actually, a legit question. What is the best watch companies from the UK? Because I was trying to think of like my favorite watches by region, and the UK. I don't know if I was having a brain fart, but I couldn't think of a lot of brands that were like really speak to me. All right, Scholar, bro. Good night. Love you, man. Appreciate you being a part of the chat. Appreciate you, you know what I mean, stepping into the wrench gang. Uh, as always, if y'all haven't checked out Scholar's channel, make sure y'all do that. My man is a legend. My man has so much knowledge. Just I love you, brother. God bless you. And hopefully we get on the live together soon, man. God bless and peace to you. Uh, okay, so Smiths. Oh, marathon. Okay, man, I need to get a lit. I'm gonna have to say the chat. So get me a marathon in Canada. Uh, no, hey, Trap. I ain't really heard of them. I ain't really heard of them. I need to learn a little bit more about that. Tell me more about that. Roger Smith. Oh, Studio Underdog. Okay, that's easy. I'm gonna get me a little Studio Underdog when I hit the UK. Then can you buy those in store anywhere, or you can only get those online? Also, I guess if I go to Long Island, I gotta hit up my boy Mark from Long Island Watch Company. Um, Belfast, Ireland. Hey, Trap, bro, let's take a trip to Ireland. Let's go out there. Let's. I mean, I don't even drink beer, but I have a Guinness with you out there in Ireland. Let's go to our ancestral roots. Hey, we had an Australian, not Australian. We had a British general come in, and he was like talking, and then he was mentioning like some cultural things about Ireland and Scotland, and it was hilarious. As one of you had to be there. I have to send you the video. I would love to go. Is now isn't there like a large time and tide studio in Australia? Um, Australia also has a company that I saw. It was like some numbers, like it hurts. I think they made like a really high quality quartz watch. Um, Man, that that could be a cool video of just like watches from around the world talking through, you know, some of the country's most well-known watch brands and like not just everybody talks about Switzerland, but like other countries deserve respect. That's another one. Let me go ahead and add that to the list. Let me add that to the list. Uh, watches around. Look, y'all helping me make more content. Mhm. Okay. Hey, yeah, man, the reps are rude. Hey, man, like, I'm sure that. Actually, I'm not sure. Is there any African brand watches? So I know that there are some African American owned brands, but like, yeah, like there has to be something, right? I wonder. I don't know. A British captain helped design that? Huh? That's actually really tight. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I need Timex to put me on the payroll so we can have an American captain design one of their watches. You know what I mean? This is if I could design a watch from Timex. Because somebody asked this in a previous live, and I thought deeply about this. What kind of watch would I design? And I go back and forth. I would want a two watch, you know, the Tyree, the wrist unwound Timex collab. That would be, you know what I mean? That would be crazy. I'm shocked Teddy Bulbasaur doesn't have a collab watch yet. I'm actually really shocked by that. Anyway, what I would want is I would want a customized Iron Man, probably with some more field type colors, but I would really like to design either I think I would want a GMT. I could potentially go diver, but I can't swim that good, so I feel like that's kind of ironic. Um, but I would like a GMT or a world timer, and I want the window to be at the 6 o'clock. That's just what I want. Like that if I could just get a GMT with a window to 6 o'clock, that honestly, I'd be cool with that. It's a minor change, but for me, that's just something I would love. Um, let me see. That's a It's an African one. Oh, I ain't even heard of them. Oh, hold on. I'm about to do a quick little Google on them real quick because I ain't never heard of that brand. Has anybody had them in hand? Uh, because I want to know about this. Oh yeah, they come up. Let me see let's see what they're working with, y'all. Let's see what they're working with, chat. Oh, that's actually really nice. I like that. The one I'm looking at kind of give me Cartier, Rolex, what's that called? Celine. A 6 o'clock date window. Hold up now, hold up. Hey, y'all might have got me. Hey, it's a good price too. Hey, okay, I like this. I'm looking at the black and gold one they got going on. Yeah, I actually might pick one of these up. Hey, the monolith. I might. Damn, I might need to pick that up. I might have to. Man, y'all got me out here. This is the synergy. This is what makes it great. You know what I mean? Y'all really got me thinking now. Now I will say I was supposed to be working on my paper. So what time we got? I want to check in. You know, go about 5 more minutes. What last questions, what last thoughts, what last things do y'all want to talk about before we hang it all up? Because this has been this has been incredible. For real. From like the bottom of my heart, man, y'all have given me life. Y'all have given me energy. Man, we've been able to talk together. We done been able to pray together. We done been able to laugh together. Man, we done did everything but broke bread together. And look, if y'all come to the house, I got you. Hey, listen, if you ever in the Kansas City area, hit me up. Look, I get you. We get a mixed plate from Gates Barbecue. That's my hometown favorite. But I bring you to the crib, bring you to the studio, let you see the little mini Timex museum we got going on here. But before we hop off here, I just want to make sure anything that make sure, man, I got a little thing going on me. Just any last minute thoughts, anything y'all want to say in the chat. But I'm definitely gonna be checking out this company because I'm super interested in this. Um, yeah, and it's a good price too. I'm assuming that was quartz because let me double check just too because the price 42 score case brain class display movement. It's a Citizen Miota movement, huh? Huh? That's crazy. But look, so one of the things early on too, I told myself that I would only collect one brand because it would reduce the amount of watches I buy, and obviously it didn't work because I still buy a lot of watches. But um, man, yeah. But hey, y'all, you right. I do need to hit these books. I need to write this paper. I just want y'all to know from the bottom of my heart, like I'm not just saying this. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I am thankful for y'all because man. Yeah, I mean a lot, man. Y'all have helped me get through some difficult times, whether you know it or not. When y'all like, when you're commenting, when you're watching the videos, when I see that support, bro, it really means a lot to me, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you. I pray for y'all, like legit every morning. I get my Bible, get my sermon in from my church back home. And you know, I give thanks to those who've given me so much, and y'all are part of that group of people who give me so much. And so, love y'all. Good night. And man, I hope to see y'all again soon. Um, like I always in my videos with this, it ain't gonna work as smooth because I ain't, you know, what I mean, I ain't got my mouse in the right spot. Hold on, let me hit it like that. Hey, like I always say, you know what I mean? God bless and peace.